Hey y'all, how's it going? So, what is today? Today is Wednesday. Time is going time is going by so quick. Oh my gosh, and I got to wake up early in the morning, go to work. I I'm going to talk about that video that I made, the Sean and the Trisha thing. Okay. I do not have a crush on Sean Vanderwilt. I promise y'all. So it's not in because I don't even know the guy, but I do feel drawn to it for some reason, and I think I feel drawn to it just because I don't know. I'm not sure, but I felt good about it. I made that video. I didn't want to spend 17 hours. 17 hours. That video took me a long time. But the only reason people so Trisha, her behavior has been, I mean, you see it, it's abusive. Now, she said that herself. She is aware of that she has been abusive. She said really mean things like to, the people that she cares about. Like she has said that herself. So it's no mystery. It's not slander, especially the fact that it's there. Um, but the thing is, like, it's just about emotional and mental abusive relationships. Okay, so I've been through that a long time ago. Now, I haven't been through that recently, thank heavens. But, like, I'm aware of how it works because I've been in it. So then I'm able to pick up on that and say, oh, okay, yeah, that was abusive. Like, that was mentally and emotionally abusive. So the thing is, like, if if somebody has a problem with that, where they're mentally and emotionally abusive to somebody, I mean, that's bad. That's bad enough. Somebody has to carry that with them. They still carry that with them. But when it's on a social platform and they're demeaning them on a social platform where they're getting a whole bunch of people, like it's like a ripple effect. Um, there's no point in returning that. That's the point where somebody is literally trying to ruin someone's life. I mean, as you see in the video, like she's demeaning him all the time. She's saying things like he's not worth anything. Like she's taking away his power as a man. Like a man, the way they feel worthy or their self-worth is dependent on their, career path. The things that make them productive in society. That is like a huge part of a man. So whenever she goes on social media and says, haha, he didn't have a career, I'm a woman, I created the platform for him, like he was nothing until he met me. That is like high level mental abuse, especially going to like a public forum, because she's taken away like him being a man. You know what I mean? So I wanted to show in the video like that he's had his career before. But there's a lot of people out there online that's agreeing with Trisha, like even though they don't have facts at all, they're just kind of like, oh yeah, like I mean, I people actually think that YouTube is something. Like YouTube is not shit, okay? I mean, depending on what you're doing with the YouTube, I mean, there's only a couple of YouTubers that are like highly respectable because they're actually giving information. They're making, things better, but at the same time, it's still the internet. There is a lot more respectable jobs out there where it doesn't have to always be online. You know what I mean? So if they're doing something in their life that's productive, where he's working through all these huge companies, he's working for a dance company, he's been in music videos, and he's done certain things. That's awesome. That's extremely. He even danced with like Michael Jackson. Okay, so that's the truth. And so the fact that Trisha thinks that like she's so much better than him just because she's made money on YouTube is ridiculous. Because how she's made her money on YouTube is trolling people, degrading herself. She actually made a video where she put like a whole bunch of there was like something that she put on her face, like lubricant, and she called it like 100 layers of something very inappropriate. on herself, and she just kept putting on, she was degrading herself on YouTube, and she's made her money doing that. She's made her money, you know, stuffing her face with food where she's like completely overeating. She's inspiring other people to overeat as well. So it's like she hasn't really made it really in an honorable way. I mean, there's nothing honorable about disrespecting yourself for money, exploiting yourself for money. It's there, you know, so it's sad, you know, because at the end of the day, like, money cannot buy dignity. And so dignity comes with how you treat yourself and how you treat other people. You have to do, you know, you have to be better. So, I felt good about making the video. I'm just like, oh, my heart is aching now. I just feel so sad right now. I mean, I know that people may not understand why I'm, you know, really drawn to this. I'm just praying, and I'm hoping that he gets like showered with compliments, and I hope that he can get past this and just, you know, just realize that all this stuff on the internet is illusion. And, you know, God, he can make anything. He's more powerful than anything. So I just pray that Sean will tap into that. But just do his part. Like, you know, there's a huge possibility. I mean, there's like a 90, I won't say 90, but there is a huge possibility that he might get back with her, because I haven't been through, like, the last time I've been through like a mental and abusive relationship was a long time ago, but I understand. I remember how it felt. And like, my ex-boyfriend, like, that was mentally and emotionally abusive to me, he wasn't even that cute. You know, he didn't really have much going for him. He was an asshole. He was not cute. I just showed my friend the other day his picture. I was like, yeah, he don't look good. Like, I showed her the picture, and she's like, yeah, he, I don't know what you saw in him. I'm like, I don't know. The only thing that was, the only reason why I thought he was attractive is because I was struggling with my self-worth. So he didn't really have much good going on for him. You know, he was, what was he like? He was like 20, this is a while back. Okay. So I think he was in his 20s, but he was still living home with his mom. Actually, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's okay. But he just didn't have a lot going for him. So, I think the reason why people become really addicted to their abusers is because what happens is when what they do is they chip away at your self-worth, but they do it very subtly in the beginning. They make backhanded comments, but they try to make it appear like they're joking because they want to test you. Because they want to play that. They want to role play that situation for whatever reason, you know, whatever happened in their past. They want to be able to have a situation where they're in power, where they feel like they're in power. They're not really in power, but they feel like they're in power when they're chipping away at your self-worth and your dignity. And then what happens is then, because it's been completely chipped away, I mean, it gets really bad. You know, oh my gosh, it is the most painful experience ever. When I was going through that, I was like, I wanted someone to hit me. I wanted someone to hit me hard, you know, and abuse me physically because of how painful the mental and emotional abuse was. It was overpowering. So it didn't even equate to, you know, physical abuse. So the thing is, like, it's hard to explain, but when you're going through that, it hurts you physically too, though, because, like, even though it's just emotional, it's so powerful that, like, your body starts to hurt. It starts to ache. You can't get to sleep. You're afraid to, like, you're afraid to be, like, you don't even want to be awake, but then you don't want to, it's a really weird thing. I wish I would have still had my journal when I was going through that. So it took me a long time to recover. It took me like 3 years. You know, some people think you can, you know, snap a finger and get out of it. But there was a lot of things that I learned, you know, the onlookers, I experienced the onlookers where they were judging you based on that, where they're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're still with him. Like, you don't, you know, they would get very upset with me. And I understand how people they don't understand it. Like, I understand, because like when you're looking now, when you're you know, I'm an onlooker now, but I still have empathy for people that are going through that. But I still sometimes, when I'm not in it, like I sometimes forget like how it felt, you know, the gravity of like how intense it is when you're actually going through it. So sometimes I don't have as much empathy as I wish I could, like when people are going through it. Like when I hear of situations where, you know, their husband like almost like completely destroyed them, like to the highest freaking level, and then they keep going back to it, then it's just like sometimes I get kind of frustrated. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what you're back with after what he just did to you, you know? So I wish, I need to be careful because I don't want to experience that again. But anyway, I think that this video is good though. I think the video is good because I want people to be able to see, because this is like, because Trisha has like made her life YouTube, she's chosen to do that. She's chosen to make her relationship online. I think that a lot of things, I don't think that people actually see it firsthand, because it's kind of hard. Like if it was like, so either way, I hope that people learn from it, and then when they could see it for what it is, and then if they're experiencing something like that as well, then they can be able to get themselves out of it, hopefully. So you know, again, I felt good about it. So, Trisha, the only reason why she's acting like that and behaving like that is because she's not feeling, she doesn't feel self-worth as, you know, as well. And so she's like, she feels like, I think that she has to manipulate people to get them to love her. And, you know, people that have low self-esteem, or if someone's trying to break them down emotionally, then they're able to control the situation a lot more. They can, you know, control the person. So maybe like she has like control issues. And I think that when you were saying, if you look at my video, you can see that a lot of it, like her anger and her outbursts and her Twitter rants, had to do with control. Had to do with like, you know, him hanging out with somebody and she didn't know about it. You know, or when he didn't respond to her quick enough. I mean, if you look, you know, she was upset when he didn't respond to her like within an hour or something like that. Like, her expectations was so unrealistic, you know, and she wanted to be with him every second. Like, she's even mentioned like she would choose him over her family. Like, she actually has that in one of her YouTubes where it's like, you know, I would still love him even if he like killed my whole family. She said that. And so basically, like, it's unhealthy how she looks at him. It's like an obsession. And she wants him to fill a void within herself. And so, now with what I saw in Sean, I think that he's kind of like codependent a little bit, like where it's like he wants people to be happy. Like, he's like, you know, I want to make people happy. Listen to those words. Like, I want to make people happy. You can't make people happy. You know, you just have to be happy on your own. And then people, yeah. And I do see that he has a gift. Like, he's an empath. So I don't know. I don't want to say too much about Sean. I don't want to say too much about him because he's already feels like, you know, completely where he's at. So, you know, God has a plan for him. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna keep praying for this guy because I'm kind of worried for him. I'm kind of concerned. Like, you know, Trisha's done so much damage, and some of the things that she says, like in her, like, is just really off. So I'm really praying for him. Like, I feel like I want him to understand, like he's removed. I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. He's removed himself from her. There's still a chance that he might go back to it. I don't know. I mean, all I could do is pray for him. That's it. I mean, it's not my, it's not my life. Obviously, I don't know him. I don't know. It's just so funny, though. It's not funny, but there's just certain times in life where I just get, drawn to certain people. And it's just like I want to stand up for them or, protect them. But, like, obviously I can't. So, I don't know. I shouldn't stress about it. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day.